By planting bulbs in layers, you can really cram a lot into a pot. It's a really easy technique and it's been tagged by the Dutch. They call it a bulb lasagne. I'm going to create a lasagna from tulips, hyacinths and crocus. I like this because the crocus will start really early. They usually in flower from about late February into March. The hyacinths start around April and quickly followed by the tulips, so these two will overlap and create a really fabulous display. As a very general rule, bulbs like to be planted 3 times their own depth. If you are planting all tulips, say, the taller or later flowering types should be planted deeper than the shorter or earlier flowering types. Of course, there's always exceptions to the rule. This is a hyacinth, and as you can see, it's much bigger than the tulip, but tulips like to be planted deeply. So on this occasion, I'm going to be planting the tulip first. I've chosen a nice deep pot and I've filled the drainage hole with some broken crocks, and then I've topped it up with some freely draining compost, and that's important, it does need to drain freely. And then I've sprinkled in some bulb starter, and this will just help to get them off to a really good start. And then as you see, I've started making the first layer of my lasagna. Ideally you don't want to plant them too close together, not as close as if you were planting just a single layer of bulbs. Once you've finished laying out the first layer of your lasagna, then you just need to add a couple of inches of compost on top and gently firm it down. A sprinkling of bulb starter, and then you can start laying the next layer of your lasagna. So the hyacinths are in, so once again I'm just going to add a couple of inches of compost, firm it down, sprinkling of bulb starter, and then I'm ready to start my final layer, which is a crocus. So that's the last of the crocus laid out on top. So once again, another layer of compost on top. Gently firm it down. If you wanted to create a nice finished look, you can apply a mulch of shingle on the top. That not only looks good, but it will also help stop slugs and snails getting to the emerging shoots in spring.